It's a big day from the legal corridors where the Supreme Court bench has assembled with regard to the Kolkata rape and horror case. Remember, this is about the status report that the Central Bureau of Investigation will be submitting to the top court. That, remember, is focus about one, the investigation, about what else has been found by the CBI in this case, because there's been a lot of discussion, questioning, specifically of Dr. Sandeep Ghosh as a former principal. And we'll go across to that hearing in just a short while. Let's dip in now. See if the lawyers have started to speak. So these are the live visuals coming in from the top court. You can see Kapil Sibal and his full team representing the Bengal government. Then there is the representation that is coming from the SG as well. This is while the protests continue on the ground in Kolkata. So, and just to give you a background, to put it together for the viewer watching, remember during the last hearing, the Supreme Court bench had basically asked not only the CBI as a central agency probing the case for a status report, but also it asked the Mamata Banerjee-led Bengal government to give a status report of the investigation into the vandalism of the incident. So there are multiple layers coming in. One, of course, is the investigation by the CBI, then about the vandalism that happened in the previous Reclaim the Night protests as well. That happened on the 9th of August when the incident took place. And ever since, remember, there have been several vigils, protests, demonstrations that we have seen in and around Kolkata. Srishti Ojha joining me now for the latest on this. So Srishti, as the court resumes, tell us more. Tell us about the legal representations that have come in from the Bengal government, from the SG side, and what are we expecting today? Is it going to be as fiery as we did see last time as well?
Well, it's
Srishti, stay on with me. It appears that the lawyers are speaking. Let's dip into that.
College and the medical college?
15 to 20 minutes it takes, maximum.
There will be just a short one, the next few minutes, that we are expecting the hearing to begin. But previously, remember that whether it was Kapil Sibal speaking and Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, there were a lot of back and forth that we saw in the previous hearing. It's very interesting. Look closely on your screens. The team of lawyers constantly discussing, deliberating with each other. And this is, remember, this is the Supreme Court taking suo motu cognizance of the case that had happened on 9th of August. And ever since, that's the reason that how the matter reached the top court as well. Kapil Sibal is representing the Bengal government. And Tushar Mehta appears for the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is probing the case on directions of the Calcutta High Court. So there's been a full-on push by the top court. We can see the three judges discussing with each other. This is a very important issue, remember. It's not just about the case, which has been brutal enough, which has led to protests and shock across the country. But it's also about what precedent it could set here on. Srishti, as you continue to be with us, can you tell us if there's a certain delay? What do you think is happening? It looks like that the judges and the lawyers team are waiting for someone or something.
Well, yes, Pooja, the court is, as of now, going through the status report which has been submitted by the Central Bureau of Investigation with regard to the progress that they've made with regard to the investigation into the rape and murder of the trainee doctor that took place at Arjikar Hospital. Now, at the outset, when the hearing began, we saw senior advocate Kapil Sibal, who's representing the West Bengal government, inform the court that even the state has filed some status reports before the court, including one report from the state health department stating that 23 people have died since the doctors were not working. So that's a big claim, a big statement coming in from this West Bengal Health Department. They've now told the top court that 23 people lost their lives because the doctors were not working. The CBI counsel, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, has however said that CBI that they have not been served with the report, and also he also questioned as to why they're hiding hiding it from the CBI. CBI is probing the case, so nothing should be hidden from the status, from the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is probing the current matters. The CJI, however, said that they'll first be going through the status report which has been submitted by the Central Bureau of Investigation. We saw the judges, as you also saw on the screen, going through the status reports, and now while going through the status report, the court has questioned as to what was the distance between the house of the ex-principal from the college. The Solicitor General has informed the court that it's around 15 to 20 minutes away. Judges as of now are again discussing amongst themselves while they also go through the CBI status report. Last time we saw CBI telling court that the entire crime scene, they had made a big claim stating that the crime scene was altered. SG Tushar Mehta had said that there was a cover-up, and the parents of the victim were also misguided by telling them that their daughter was not well, by telling them that there was a suicide instead of giving them the actual information. We saw Supreme Court pose some direct and very strict questions to the West Bengal government with regard to the procedure that was followed by them that day, on the day of that unfortunate incident, as to how they investigated the matter, also remarking that they'd never seen such a procedure being followed ever in any case. They had questioned the delay by the West Bengal government, not just in filing the FIR, but also questioned that why was an unnatural death official formal case registered at night when in the morning itself it was clear that it was a case of unnatural death. They'd also questioned why the crime scene was preserved only after the post-mortem had taken place. Why was there a delay in handing over the body of the victim to her family members? So all these questions were posed to the West Bengal government. On last occasions, the court had gone through CBI status report, and now again today the court is as of now going through the fresh status report that has now been submitted by the probe agency. It will be important to see what more claims have been made by CBI. Remember, the reports are in a sealed cover. On the last occasion also we saw that the court had not read out details from the status report, pointing out that the investigation is at a very sensitive stage, and that's why they would not want to reveal more details about the ongoing investigation. However, CBI's counsel had definitely told the court during the hearing that they think that there was a cover-up, there was an attempt to cover up the entire case, because the crime scene was altered with, and there was an attempt to misguide the parents as well. So how they
stay on with me, Srishti, stay on with me, because Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, who's representing the Bengal government, while talking about the protesting doctors, has added that all this scenario has led to deaths of patients in Kolkata, in Bengal. Let's listen into what Kapil Sibal said.
We have filed the status report, which you have circulated yesterday. And then we've also filed the report of the State Health Department. They've not gone back to work, the doctors. 23 people have died in the process.
And this, remember, had led to a political showdown as well. TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee said one person died because of protesting doctors. Nobody was available. Now the doctors have, according to the BJP, saying that the doctor has asked for an apology from TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee, that as a public representative, why would he say such a thing? I want to go back to Srishti on this. Srishti, what I remember last time, and when we were having this conversation in August when this hearing was on, there were a lot of fireworks, but it was noticeable how the judges, specifically Justice CJI DY Chandrachud, were constantly asking a lot of questions. Remember, about whether it was about the general diary, about the kind of suspicious death that was mentioned, all of that and more, to put it in timeline. What difference are we looking at the hearing this time with regard to the status report and other layers to be heard by the court?
Well, yes, Pooja, on the last date of hearing, as we know, CBI had just taken over the investigation. So most of the questions were directed towards the state of West Bengal because the court was trying to understand what was it that the state police did on the day that the unfortunate incident took place. Now, with CBI telling the court on last occasion that there was an attempt to cover up, also that the crime scene was altered, there was delay in filing FIRs, etc. The court had to understand what had exactly happened on the day of that unfortunate incident after the body of the victim was found. What was the procedure that was followed by the West Bengal police on that particular day to understand if the claims that were being made by the CBI or by the other councils were in fact correct or not. Now, when considering it was West Bengal police which had handled the case on the first day, the court's questions were directed towards the West Bengal government. Now, according to the West Bengal government, they had followed the procedure as is required under law in cases of unnatural death. They had figured out that the case was of an unnatural death and had proceeded with the investigation that day under the law, as the law basically asks them to do. However, the court had still pointed out that no matter what the West Bengal government is saying, it still cannot justify the delay that was there on their part in registration of the FIR. Now, when Mr. Kapil Sibal had told court on last occasion that the delay in registration, that they had registered the FIR after the family, the father of the victim had asked them to do so, etc., the court had clearly questioned that it was not the
Srishti, stay on with
responsibility
me.
of the parents.
Stay on with me because the lawyers are speaking. Let's listen into that. All right, so there appears to be a certain delay, slight delay, that the judges are waiting for possibly some document to someone, and we'll go across to Srishti on that. Srishti, I can't help but notice, look at the team that both sides, whether it's the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta leading that team or Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, it's clearly a grand team, the best of the best in their team representing both sides, and clearly that means a lot of research, a lot of work being done with regard to the legal issues here. And do you think a lot is at stake? Because we're talking about a very serious issue. It's while the incident of rape and murder is the focus, is the priority, but there's also the surrounding layers to it, the corruption nexus. Were there more people involved? About the politics around it, and what about the safety of doctors? And do you think that also will the court be looking at?
Well, yes, Pooja, it's definitely a very important issue considering the unfortunate incident that had taken place and the manner in which it took place. It had sent shockwaves not only to the medical community but in fact across the country. So all eyes are definitely on the top court as of now, which has been considering this entire issue in fact in depth, multiple aspects with regard not just the incident of the rape and murder that took place, but multiple aspects connected to it are being considered by the top court. On the first day of the hearing, it had constituted a national task force to suggest a mechanism to point out the modalities that need to be put in place to ensure safe and secure work environment for the doctors across the country. After that, we saw the court also consider the investigation and the process that was followed by the state of West Bengal when the incident had taken place. The court had also posed strict questions to the state of West Bengal to try and understand what exactly is it that the West Bengal police did that particular day and if there were any lapses. Now, the court had found out that there were definitely some lapses on part of the police. It had questioned the delay that was there on part of the West Bengal police in registering an FIR or in registration of an unnatural death case. Court had clearly questioned that when in the morning of that day itself the police had figured out that it was an unnatural death case, why was an official UD case registered only later that night? Why was the crime scene preserved only after the post-mortem was conducted? The court had also questioned how did the autopsy take place around 6 to 7 p.m. in the evening when a proper formal unnatural death case was not even registered, because autopsy is done in cases of unnatural death. So if the police hadn't even registered a UD case, how did they go ahead and get the autopsy done? Another thing they pointed out was that when we're talking about a criminal investigation, the investigation of the crime scene is extremely crucial. The first priority of the police should be to preserve that particular crime scene. However, that crime scene was cordoned or preserved only later in the evening after the post-mortem had already taken place. So all these questions we saw the court pose to the West Bengal government on last occasion, and when the court could not get satisfactory replies.
First, what is the time at which GD 861 of 2024 comes into existence? That's the first. So we want to know, as a matter of fact, what is the time at which
The UD.
Yes,
I'll certainly.
UD 861 of
Yes,
2024 comes into
we certainly answer that.
Your Lordships had the benefit of going through this, my Lord. I would request your Lordships to go through.
Yes. We have.
Yeah, just to assist your Lordship. I am not adversarial, because we are dealing with a daughter, and she is a daughter of each one of us. Therefore, my Lord, I am taking it in that spirit. Please have a look at, my Lord, this left-hand side and the right-hand side, my Lord. Kindly go through it, my Lord, with some, my Lord, degree of attention. Your Lordships, I have gone through, my Lord.
Death certificate, yeah.
उसमें कुछ होगा था.
All right, like you heard, CJI DY
May I answer?
Chandrachud asked about the
Well,
UD, which is the
death
unnatural
certificate
death case.
Was given at 1:47 p.m. And the UD entry was at 2:55 at the police station. 2:55.
That is 861.
That's right. There's the second question, Your Lordships.
That's
All subsequent proceedings, whether the inquest report or the CJM's order and all other documents.
So the focus here right now in discussion is, again, interesting, and this is reflective of what we saw in the previous hearing in the month of August, is the Chief Justice of India trying to understand how the sections that were added and the entries that were made in the police case, the unnatural death case entry, when was it made and how? Should it have been made earlier? Was it the right section and the mention that was made? All of that is being discussed. Let's listen in to what the CJI is saying. The constant discussions between the top bench of the Supreme Court, and this is basically, remember, the analysis is being done also to understand how the case was officially recorded. When it comes to a police case, was it the right way to go? Because a lot of questions were raised at the Kolkata police as well in that. The previous hearing was on 22nd August. And there was a lot of criticism that had come in at that point against Kolkata police for an alleged sluggish handling of the investigation. But for now, I can tell you that the Bengal government, represented by senior advocate Kapil Sibal, flagged by a big team, is saying that there was no delay, not deliberately. All of this was being done as per protocol, but that's where the Solicitor General, Tushar Mehta, and his team have countered as well, and a lot of questions being raised.
What is the GD entry by virtue of which 861 of 2024 comes into existence?
565.
565?
Yes. GD entry 565.
And what time is GD entry 565 recorded?
At night, Malat. 2:55 p.m. Malat. 565, 2:55 p.m. I can hand it over.
So GD 565
At 2:55 p.m.
is recorded at 2:55.
Yes.
GD? No, GD was
Yes, it's there.
23:30.
This is a certified copy,
565 is merely a medical certificate.
This is a certified copy, Manoj.
Page 64.
It's not a medical. It's an extract.
Extract
I
from
have
the
the copy of
Tala
GD
Police
at
Station daily register. It's not a
3:30.
medical entry.
But at 11:30 night, I have the copy.
No, I have a copy too.
Certified.
We've certified copy, we've just given it to the court.
So taking on from the previous hearing on 22nd of August, what the CGI is asking, just to reiterate to the viewer, they're asking for the general diary entries, which is in a police case. Usually it is a record of all important events, references that have taken place. And that is what is being discussed in this case. Kapil Sibal says death certificate was given at about 1:47 p.m. and at 2:55 p.m. in the afternoon, the entry of the unnatural death was registered. While Solicitor General Tushar Mehta very categorically saying, remember that we are dealing with the death of a daughter like she's ours, and that's why there has to be complete sensitivity here when we refer to the incident that has happened. So it is basically the timeline that the Chief Justice of India is trying to match, specifically when was it made officially in the police records and when the incident happened, how did the police go about it. This is possibly also with the allegation coming in if there was any sort of deliberate delay that had come in on part of the police, as has been constantly alleged by the family members that there was a delay. Let's listen in. This, remember, is our top focus right now. The mention is presently about what time was the death certificate made official. What happened in this case?
What is the time?
Yeah, if you just make sure. Just let's not.
Judicial magistrate.
4:20 to 4:40.
The judicial magistrate arrives and conducts it.
And the judicial magistrate arrives and conducts it. He comes at 4:10, and then the inquest is conducted at 4:20 to 4:40.
Inquest is videographed.
And the inquest is videographed.
Yes, and the same has been saved on a card which we can.
All right, so now the reference is about what happened when the FI was
Also,
registered.
second question, when was the search and seizure actually carried out?
This one is just 8:30 to 10:45. 8:30 to 10:45.
Yes.
The photographs had been taken before, Manoj.
8:30 in the morning or in the evening?
Evening, Manoj.
The body was found in the morning at 9:30.
That's
so
right.
it cannot be
Photographs were
before that.
taken. Once the body was removed, Manoj, for post-mortem, then only, Manoj.
And by whom? There is some relevance. Therefore, Manoj, I would like my learned friend to ask. There is some relevance.
Manoj, we have photographs from 12:45 p.m. onwards of everything that happened. We have the original with us.
Now, during the course of the previous hearings, and therefore I think though the investigation is going on, we can share this because you've all said it openly,
Yes, Manoj.
that there is evidence to that there is a CCTV footage to indicate what time the accused
Yes.
enters the seminar room and what time he's exiting the seminar
Correct,
room.
correct.
Right? This is
Yeah.
shared with us. Now, obviously, therefore, there would be CCTV footage after 4:30 in the morning throughout the day.
Yes, there will be.
Has the CCTV footage in its entirety been handed over to the CBI?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, we have taken.
Yes.
We have taken.
You have taken the CCTV
taken,
yes.
footage.
But we had to reconstruct the scene because of the distance.
But then, Mr. Solicitor, how do you explain this statement in your affidavit at small Roman 3 at page 14? Just see the last sentence.
My report, Manoj?
Yes.
Yes. Page 14, Manoj.
Just one para above 7.
Yes, Manoj. The SOC was apparently visiting you.
The mention now made for the CCTV because that proved as crucial evidence about the entry and exit of the primary accused Sanjay Roy, and in this case also asking the CBI represented by...
Have you handed over, the Calcutta Police
General.
handed over to the CBI the entire footage of the proceedings which took place between 8:30 p.m. and 10:45 p.m.? Because CBI seems to have...
Yes.
What is shared with us
is about 27
minutes.
27 minutes, they say. The
4 clippings totaling duration to 27 minutes. And the proceedings conducted from 17:06, that is 5/6, to 22:45 hours.
Mr. Sibal said that
Well,
they have actually
I'm
conducted from 8:30 p.m., that is 20:30.
I'm just taking instructions.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, all right. 2 separate things, Manoj. Seizure 8:30 to 10:45. The video of that. Well, seizure 8:30 to 10:45 given. Then, Manoj, in parts, the videos have been given. In parts, there was some CCTV in hard disk. In parts, completely given, Manoj. There was some technical glitch. It was stored in part, but given in full. Hard disk is full. And he's made a statement that I've given it.
It's, in this context, I need to, Malord, come in, Malord, here. Because there is something, Malord, which, according to me, is very, very serious, Malord. Malord, I want a flap. Malord, we have the forensic examination report. I will not read it, Malord. But one thing, Malord, is admitted. When the girl was found at 9:30, I'm sorry, but her jeans were removed and even the undergarments were removed and were lying somewhere nearby. So she was in a semi-nude condition. It is also an admitted position now that there were injury marks on the body and other areas. Now, your lordships may kindly see the report. Give me copies. And this, my lord, this is a forest, my lord, your lordships may mark. They have taken the samples. They have sent it to an FSL in West Bengal. And this is the result. And
CFSL.
CFSL West Bengal.
Central Lab, not
Yes,
not
correct,
FSL.
Correct. I'm not on anything else. वो कहाँ गया दूसरा? यू हाँ यहाँ पे लगा. I have only one copy right now. Please see this, Manoj. This is serious, and the CBI has taken a decision to send the samples to AIMS and other Central Forensic Science Laboratory. The person enters, the body parts are not covered, the lead girl is made nude, there are injury marks, and this is the result of FSL. Therefore, who took the samples becomes relevant. Kindly, Manoj, have a look.
The injuries are all set out in the inquiry.
Here, this is the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta saying that the body was found in a semi-naked condition, injury marks, and yet this was the report he claims as has been submitted. We do not know about the content of this specific mention. He submitted and said, take a look at this. This is the result of that report, and that's why CBI has taken the decision to send all of other forensic samples to AIMS and other forensic labs as well. So perhaps there is some question mark here on what was in that report. Stating if there were so physical, visible injuries and appearance of much more, what was then mentioned instead in the FIR and the report? Just remember that unnatural death was mentioned, and that is what is being also discussed in this case.